We'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which this project is created, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We would also like to pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Settle down and gather round for another tale. In the world of Nua, where time has carved and cultivated a magical utopia of wonder, a small group of adventurers unlock the deep mysteries of the land, its people, and themselves. Welcome to the Down Under Dungeon podcast. Holly's self-imposed reflection, entry number 67. I do not see the purpose in putting pen to paper when it concerns matters of the mind. If you wish to change the world around you, for it is a cruel place for those who idle. For years I surrounded myself with professors, intellectuals, researchers, academics, all cowards to actually implement the theory of their craft. I will not be swallowed into obscurity. I refuse to be a footnote to the history of this world. The ancient Apani taught me much. They had wisdom, yes, power, yes, magic, yes, but all that couldn't save them. An empire of hubris, a legacy deemed too great and powerful to fail. And fail it did. Where the Apani faltered, I will not. The limitations created by men to keep order and maintain dominance. Don't mess with death, don't mess with time. These restrictions will be our downfall. Luckily, Bastet shares my mind in these matters. Like me, she is a person deemed unworthy of status and power. Together, we will fundamentally rock this system to its core. Through calamity, upheaval, and yes, death comes freedom, prosperity, and most importantly, legacy. I am close now, so close to writing my name in the annals of Nua, and nothing and no one will get in my way. Well, no, dairy farmers hate daylight savings because the cows don't know what time it is.
They wouldn't know it even if it wasn't daylight savings.
No, but they produce milk in the morning and at night time. Cows are milked twice a day.
Right.
So you move the hours back, and so now all of a sudden you're getting up at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
You are. You move the hours back.
Oh my god.
The Kraken reappears.
Kills Oscar, not Denis. Oscar dies.
I can't believe how dicey that actually got. Thing with one single nat one from dying.
Jesus.
And then you crit. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine.
Goodness.
Thank God.
Yeah, harrowing episode last week, guys, but you were able to succeed against the juvenile Kraken. The test set for you by the Cat School Thieves Guild in Feldsparri. At the end of your trial, having been greeted by the leader of the Thieves Guild, Bastet, and her assistant, and returned time traveller, Holly. Okay, premature booing.
I don't actually hate her. I'm
Slay! 180 on Holly right there.
The Kraken has more tentacles. Amber.
Sorry, Emerson.
Holly and Bastet begin to pat you on the shoulder and lead you further into the system of catacombs down here. You see, Denis, some of the other rogues in the Thieves Guild begin, chopping up the dismembered tentacle from the Kraken.
Can I run up to it and try and do an intimidation check and go get the fuck off, I killed it. It's mine.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Oh, yay.
You just slay this Kraken yourself.
Ooh. So that's an 8, which becomes a 6.
You see, several rogues don't even look at you, Denis. Some of the kids laugh and then keep going back, and you are able to, in the fray, score a rather large chunk of tentacle meat, but you had to fight for it.
Yeah, just goes up to the and just realizes that they are not going to back off and tries to get ahead of the feeding frenzy that's about to go down here. Just Now hold on a minute. Okay, everyone for themselves. That just starts cutting at the crack.
This happens for quite some time, and by the time, Denny, you rejoin the group in their walk through the catacombs, you see Holly begins to describe to the Wellspringers what has happened since the last they saw her.
Ugh.
So once jumping through the portal, Holly spent several weeks amongst the ancient Apani, gathering lost scrolls, original manuscripts of long-lost techniques, spells, and arcane research. She turns to you and says, "Once I'd collected my fill, especially regarding the subject matter Bastet bid me collect, I used the Sorcerer's Device to travel back to Sidewinder Canyon around 4 weeks later. Not much had changed, but there was a strange energy in the place, and lots of these sinister mushroom things clinging to the walls."
Oops.
Did you taste them?
I don't make a habit of eating strange things that I don't know what they are.
Good, don't touch them.
You were a bitch.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing Denny wrote down.
I know one thing about this woman and one thing only. Le bitch.
The beach.
Right, well, by the time I got back to the city, it was so tough. I nearly died like 3 times from poachers and a rock slide. I thought I might find some respite in Laladrud, but it looks like you made a bit of a mess of the place.
Feng's gonna talk up and just be like, well, actually, Holly, that was you.
You see Bastet, who has just been watching you, slowly looks between Holly and Feng.
When you opened that portal to the ancient Apani Empire, you kind of released an unrelenting rain, and that's why Yellen could take power. So, like, I don't want to rain on your parade or anything, but yeah, you're kind of the responsible one here.
Well, look, it could be me, Feng, but it might also be the Lady of Rain and her Mother Superior in Laladrud, who, I don't know, is a cleric of the Rain Goddess.
Not a cleric, Lysandra pipes up. Let's just get that straight. She's not a cleric.
Okay, sensing some tension there. Okay, so it's your word against mine, but believe me, I wasn't there to unleash any arcane storm. I was there for my own purposes.
Yeah, you may not have intended to do it, but that's kind of just what happened when you made the decision to open the portal to the past.
Give me a history check, Feng.
Sure.
Can I help with that?
No.
That's a 15 down to a 14.
14. You remember back to Miss Miranda's saloon when she was commenting on all of the arcane happenings that had happened since you had left. And you remember she theorized that it was you guys that had done something about it.
Yeah.
That was her theory. But she also suspected that it was Yellen. That maybe, yes, the opening of the portals thinned the barriers between the realms, but whether it was an actual causation or not, you can't say.
I'm not necessarily saying I'm fully convinced that Yellen did it, but I'm also trying to gauge her responsibility in this, what her motive is, whether she actually cares about Laladrud at all, and what she's trying to do now, basically.
Feng, I understand that you are upset with me and my deception, but believe me, our purpose in Laladrud was noble. You have seen what it is like there. It is like that everywhere. This whole continent is crumbling under its own massive weight, and we, including Bastet here, are not going to be the ones left in the rubble. And you see Bastet pipes up and says, I might have acquired some dirt on the Jarl of Feldsparri, and so it was I who convinced her to switch Professor Cressa's assignment from European to the Apani. In a skillful move, I plant my own assistant alongside the professor in plain sight. Holly acquires the good intel that I would send her there for, while the Jarl is satisfied and unaware with her scraps of pottery the professor is probably fawning over or something right now.
Louis kind of been a bit quiet, just sort of observing this scene at the moment, and steps up at this point. And she says to Holly, so, considering you were planted in your role, did you actually ever research Did you gain that position? Was that actually your thesis?
You know that this is true.
Okay, sorry, I was just
Yeah.
Weird.
Sorry, that was what you found out in Miss Miranda's.
No, okay.
All her accolades are true, but the one she cares most about is being part of the Thieves Guild.
Feng's gonna ask Holly, so if everywhere is so broken, why'd you come back? Why didn't you just stay in the past, you know? You know what the cataclysm is? You could have avoided it. You could have had a peaceful life. Why come back?
Holly looks at you, Feng, and says, Feng, when you look at me, what do you see?
He sees a bitch.
You better watch it.
That's what he said.
Is Denny throwing me in the shit? Your face just like, oh, I mean, I did say that, but not necessarily that you are a bitch, but like some of your actions have come across that
Feng,
way.
what do you see?
I don't know. Honestly, I see someone too scared to say what they're willing to stand up for.
What I see is a woman. A human woman. I have maybe at tops 40, 50 years left on this earth. Well, look at all of you. You all have lifespans that will supersede mine, and if your power grows, Feng, you might even be immortal. So, while some of us may lament on how the world is, some of us want to leave our mark upon it. And time travel is just where I get started. I've used the information I gleaned from the Apani to create blueprints for a new airship, a prototype that can be used for long-distance voyages. Bastet and the Cat School is commissioning an expedition to establish a base in the far eastern lands. From this base, I expect to retrofit my airship to make a maiden voyage to the twin moons, Mayella and Fwill. From our calculations and what we have gleaned, the Land of Shadow has the best and closest trajectory into their orbit. Bastet and I are tired of scrounging on the underbelly of mainstream trade in Nua. With all the upset and political turmoil with Europium, we believe we can capitalize as new tycoons of trade from the wondrous resources that we will acquire from the moons.
Louis steps up and turns to her, and just like a look of confusion on her face, just says, how do you know there's anything of worth up there? How do you know it's not just going to be empty? What's the point of all of this if there is no end goal?
Louis, you would know that, I have established in lore before, many wizards and lore keepers believe that the moons actually amplify the magical energy of Nua itself. Okay. So that is where the speculation is coming from.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
I heard it was made of cheese.
Well, that makes sense why you want to go.
Yes.
There is one small hitch, however. This prototype far outclasses anything in the Aether Core fleet, but for it to work, we need fusion material of pure Europium. And ever since the expansion of Lal Drób, it has been very hard to get our hands on any. They've been bypassing Feldsparri for months now, which is why Feldsparri is getting so angsty that they might be replaced as the center of trade in the realm. This is a sinking ship here as well, and we are going to create a new world.
I have a question though, because I feel like that doesn't make sense, because we found out from Miranda that Holly is controlling the black market dealings in Cape Rin, which we also know is getting the largest shipment of Europium. So how can't Holly get Europium?
She can get Europium. It's about getting Europium in a way where no one knows that she has stolen it. Could she get her hands on Europium? Yes. Would she be able to do it without busting the Thieves Guild and busting their entire operation, or arousing suspicion and maybe someone else tries to go on the expedition and make all the money? It's very secretive here.
Right. It's more about like not letting them know where it's come from.
Yes.
Rather than like the difficulty of actually getting it.
She could probably steal it, but given how expensive it is, the amount of bounty hunters that would be dispatched.
Especially if she needs like refined Europium,
Yes.
not just Europium.
Yes, refined Europium. She then turns to you all and says, by the way, I was wanting to speak to Quig about something.
Ooh. That she's subject.
Sorry, who's this little green thing?
I know.
This is Denny. He's a chef we've kind of picked up on the way.
And our new friend.
And our new friend.
Right, he's called me a bitch twice in the last 10 minutes.
I apologize, I'm quoting Feng.
Oh, wonderful, Feng.
Feng will just scratch his head and be like, maybe, I don't know.
Seems like you might have a predisposition towards me, Feng. I hope we can work through that.
I think he likes you.
As the lightheartedness of the conversation kind of comes to a close, Louis sort of takes a second and looks to the others, nods a little bit as though saying that she's going to acknowledge what's happened, and looks over to Holly and says, Quig didn't make it out of Laladrid. He was cut down in defense of us by a servant of the Mother Yellen. So the circumstances of our expedition did lead, unfortunately, to his demise.
Everyone make an insight check for me. And let me know if you beat a 15.
Feng got a 16.
Denny got a nat 20.
Oh!
Louis got a lot less than that.
Passing the DC, Feng, you see a twinge of sadness in Holly's face, but the loss doesn't appear to be centered around Quig. And Denny, with that intuition...
And you're nothing about you, but I'm about to ruin your life.
Yes. You see a woman who is constantly being overlooked by society, someone who's just always been slipping through the shadows, and there is a pride in that, but there's also a sense of longing that you see someone who is good at what they do, but they don't necessarily want to be doing this. But you get the sense of someone who is so trapped by their experiences that they only see one way out. But that one way out might be an adventure for a cook. And she says to you all, well, that does put a screwdriver in the works. I was going to ask him to help me with some ancient runes I recovered to help the Halagast, but now we're going to need to find out some other way.
I can give it a crack.
Why not? I'm sorry, Denny, was it?
Oui.
Great, an accent.
Hey, I also have an accent. Come on.
Oh, I thought that was just a old thing.
Okay, listen, you're talking about being a human before. I'm also a human. This is in your future.
Ooh, okay. Anyway, of course, young green man. Would you like to come and have a look?
Oui, yes please.
Can Feng go with them just to, I don't know, he feels a bit of, again, responsibility for someone, and he doesn't want Holly to get like a, surprise on Denny or anything.
I feel like we all kind of want to stay together, right?
Yeah.
With that, Holly leads you into the School of Cats, a vast labyrinth of catacombs spreading through the core of the spire. At the bottom of a complex, a smuggler's wharf, where lichen conceals the entrance to a vaulting space with waves lapping at the shore. In its midst sits a broad carrack, its sails furled and panels missing from the side and rear. Many rogues are busy hoisting materials and scurrying through the rigging, barely paying attention to their observers in their dedicated work. Traversing the gangway, you see in carved filigree lettering on the bow, the Halagast. So in terms of size and scale for this ship, imagine halfway between the Durmstrang ship in Goblet of Fire with the ship in Treasure Planet.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
So Treasure Planet vibes, but in a much more older brigantine style. Mm-hmm. You can all make perception or investigation or whatever checks you would like on this airship.
Let's do it!
Okay.
Do we need to want us to call it?
We'll call it as we roll it, I think, like what our result is.
Oh, right, sure.
Feng got a 16 perception.
Lysandra got a natural 20 with the +3, brings it to a 23 perception.
Nice.
Denny got another nat 20
Holy shit.
to bring it to a 27 investigation.
Whoa!
And Louis got a dirty 20 on a insight check.
Dirty 20.
This is our ship now.
You guys see everything that I've described in great detail. You can see that when you get onto the ship, you see that there are several light cannons on the deck. There's netting and stairways to the underlevels, and at the rear of the ship, Denny, you recognize this with a nat 20. you see what appears to be this prototype arcane engine. And Louis, with that 20 insight check, you recognize the familiar disposition of Finkel Fortescue, who is hanging out of this prototype engine at the back of the ship.
As Louis spots Finkel Fortescue, is that how I say it? As Louis spots him, she kind of points him out a little bit and goes, "Hey, I know that guy."
Oh, yeah, is that the guy that had the soul-sucking sword?
Soul-sucking sword, yeah. The really cool, yeah.
Let's go shake him down for it now.
You walk up to the rear. Denis, with that nat 20, you see that the engine is centered and mounted at the rear of the ship, feeding out into 3 equidistant exhausts of copper and steel. And inside the access panel near the steering wheel, you see many intricate cogs, levers, focusing and dilating crystals, all jammed into an impossibly small space. And Louis, as you approach, you see Finkel adjusts his glasses and looks to you again and says, and then looks to Bastet, looks to Holly. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too, ma'am. Are you a thief, Guild? Are you a thief? Are you like one of the thieves?
Can I quickly say something in Thieves' Cant?
Yes.
Ookie bookie stookie lookie.
Okay, I think that one's having a stroke.
Are you not a thief?
No.
Oh, so you do not understand the language of the thieves.
The thieves?
The thieves, yes. The thieves guilds, the thieves tools, the thieves can.
Like what you sift flour through?
Oui. Wait, no.
Yes, I came to the School of Cats because I wanted to put a hit out on curses and boons. But Bastet offered me something sweeter, something to truly make my mark on this world. So I have been helping Captain Holly use her ancient Apani techniques with my modern gnomish ones to create this. Ta-da!
Explains why you were so busy researching up in the shop.
Oh, yes. Yes. Help me.
Can I make an insight check on him talking about this shop? That is a 15.
The shop is a great burden of his mind.
I mean, if the shop isn't your main focus, we'd be more than happy to take some of the items in and off your hands.
Oh, well, I mean, it's not really me you have to talk to now. See, there's this thing called liquidation.
Someone your soup gets...
No, it's when a business isn't solvent for a long period of time, whereas I might have spent a little bit too much money buying the items and not made enough money in selling the items. Someone could have pointed that out to me before I started a shop, but...
You started the shop not knowing you had to sell the items more than you bought them?
Anyway, moving on. So yes, basically, the bank owns most of what's in the shop now. So if you want to buy anything, or it's out of my hands now.
Do you know what's scary is this probably reminds me of a few people I know.
No.
So yes, this little voyage here is a great little Squid Quo Pro. Sorry, it was something funny.
Yes, what you said was very good.
Oh.
Because we just fought the squid. Hey, look at it. They look delicious.
Finkel gives a look of, this is why we subjugated the goblin people for hundreds of years.
Can I make an insight check to see if Finkel Fortescue's racist?
Yes.
He seems racist. That's a 4.
No, I'm not answering that.
You seem like a good dude.
Finkel goes on and says, well, I mean, also, I get to walk in the shoes of the gnomish folk hero Bruni. He was the original inventor of airships, you know. He designed the first ship to travel to the moons, but never returned, and we don't actually know if he was ever successful, so...
Someone set out to go to the moon and never returned, and Holly thinks that she's able to?
This was hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
And has anyone been to the moon since?
You see, Holly goes, what we are focusing on is this new development in technology. Even if we aren't successful in going to the moon, this technology here will make us quite a bit of money if we sell it to the Ether Core. Which is why this all has to be hush-hush. Bastet looks to you all and gives you the ultimatum. You have all proven yourself before, both in Holly's service and today with the baby Kraken. So...
Is that was a baby?
Oh, yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes, I have a whole creche of them.
You have a creche?
Yeah.
You mean, and Lysandra just pipes in, you mean to tell me that you purposefully... I'm not even going to continue. I don't like sea creatures.
I mean, at least you.
The boat thing might be a problem for you then.
I'm realizing that.
Feng's gonna ask, didn't you used to follow a god of storms?
Yes, and I thought maybe it was punishment coming
navigation.
down from Kastar to, I don't know.
I can see why you were kicked out.
Well, Feng, storms and sea creatures are very different types of water.
That's a good point. They could not be further apart from each other.
Literally,
Not
sea
really,
and
I don't
sky.
know. I just kind of associate it with the ocean. It's all the same, it's all shit.
Look, so you're telling me off for not being able to do fire things, and now you're saying that, like, I didn't deserve my god? What do I
Oh,
deserve?
no. I didn't say you didn't deserve your god. No, I just can see why you're no longer following your god.
Okay, let's just take a second, shall we? Before this escalates any
Before I
thank
slap
you.
Feng in the face?
Exactly.
And Bastet is like, I am literally giving you a job offer right now, and you are all in fighting.
I apologize. Don't worry about my compatriots. They're young and inexperienced. We're getting there.
We need capable hands on this journey, and we are more than willing to make your while if you do.
Ooh, go on, Dr. Jeddah.
You need to work on your expressions.
If you can raise my 7 charisma, you are welcome to. Otherwise,
I have an 18.
let's talk the cheese.
I have an 18 charisma. I can try.
Well, if you want to be leaders of the expedition, you will get a 10% cut on the first year's exports of whatever we sell from the moons.
From whatever you sell.
Correct.
I think Denis has never had lots of money, and the idea of percent is very intriguing.
This is a mathematical concept.
Yes, getting a cut, like, ooh, tell me more about this percentage.
Louis kind of looks at her and just says, that's all well and good, but if we're going to be leading this, as you say, what's going to be in it for us, apart from the money?
Feng will ask, I mean, I'm a druid. I don't really buy into that whole money situation, and I'll always accept it because I could go and try some of my favorite games like Liar's Dice and stuff. Shout out to the pirates at the Kraken's Grotto.
Concerning, go on.
But what are you gonna do to help us? If we agree to help you, would you be able to help us with Laludrud?
If we are able to rival Laludrud in its economic output, let's just say, the control Yellen has diminishes. If people aren't reliant on her, then she no longer becomes important.
Things just, I don't know, why does everything have to be tackled from an economic point of view? Why can't we just help this city because you partially got them into this mess, and it doesn't have to come down to who's got the most power.
This is two worldviews clashing.
I know.
Feng, do not worry about it. I will take your share.
Thing's gonna
The burden will be all gone from you, my friend.
Thing's gonna go to the
I will be
closest
taking
wall.
20%.
Thing's gonna go to the closest wall and just hit his head against the wall.
I think Louis gonna follow you over, just put a hand on his shoulder and just say, listen, I know we grew up in communities where things are shared, the world is run by money, and we have to kind of try to work within that so we can change it.
No wonder everything's breaking.
Yes, I agree. As Louis kind of comforts Feng for a moment, she kind of turns back to Bastet and Holly and asks them, if we sign on, when do we leave? What do we need?
Well, we haven't got a map yet.
That sounds necessary.
Yes. Holly has charted as far as Carefrossia, given the maps we already have here on record. But apart from that, it'll be guesswork plunging east.
Well, we might be able to help with that, and Lysandra pulls out the map.
Holly takes the map and begins to look at it. And she's going to roll an investigation check. This is very interesting. I would have never have thought to even... This is about merfolk.
Yes, it looks like it, but it is a map that hopefully we can follow.
She nods and says, "Right, I'm good with cartography, but translating this map into something we can use, we're going to need a navigator."
Okay, we can find one.
With that, Finkel pipes up and says, "That's wonderful. All we need now is refined europium. We can make that."
Ah, shit.
How much europium do you think they'd need?
I think they'd need all of it. I think that's what he's doing here.
Okay. As Finkel makes that exclamation, Louis kind of sighs and just pulls the box of europium out of her pocket. She says, "Will this do?"
You see Holly takes it from you, winks, and says, "Thanks for being honest."
Oh, honey. We're getting there.
Oh, I forgot she probably knew.
Yeah, do we want to trade it for something? Is there something else we could get out of this? Maybe a sword for you?
You see Finkel has already run down underneath the ship to his little mechanic's quarters.
Hank already owns the sword.
I just mean a sword in general.
I'll get one.
So Bastet and Holly, as we previously explained on getting hold of europium, they can't exactly go around the city and recruit for this mission. So they have delegated the task to you to fill the holes in the crew. The Halligast requires a minimum crew of 8 to function, with a full complement crew being 15.
Holy shit.
With the Wellspringers, Holly and Finkel, that makes 6. There are also a number of key functions on board that must be filled, while others can be conditionally filled for extra benefits. For your purposes in recruiting in Feldspar, the main roles for the Halligast are as follows: the captain, the navigator, the cook, the arcane helmsman, the master gunner, and the quartermaster. There are also some non-essential roles, but they assist in the operation of the ship, such as surgeon, sailmaker, and deckhand.
Holy shit, okay.
Gosh.
Bastet has agreed to provide some of her most daring rogues to make up the extra crew numbers to the complement of 15, but the essential roles must be filled by core NPCs from the city. Denis, obviously you can be both master gunner and cook, given you don't need to be fighting when you're a cook.
True.
Yeah.
But the party still requires a navigator and a quartermaster from somewhere in Feldspar. There is not a lot of time, as now the Halligast must make it north and be retrofitted before the ice freezes. So I messed up in the last session in terms of our seasons. So with the seasons, there are 4 rounds of the seasons per year in Nua. So this comes from the Concord Dawn magic and some of the Feywild magic, but the seasons are far more volatile here. So you have first winter, second winter, third winter, fourth winter. So you are currently in the end of second summer, moving into second autumn at the moment. You need to get to Caer Frostia before the snow starts to freeze over the ice in a month's time.
There's only 3 of each, isn't there? Each of the seasons?
Oh, sorry, yeah, 3, 4 is 12, yes. You need to find a navigator and a quartermaster. A navigator is tasked with charting a ship's course and keeping it from getting lost. A navigator receives a +4 bonus to navigation checks while on board the ship. Quartermaster has a lot of authority. They are second to the captain. Their duties include enforcing the ship's rules, managing the crew, distributing supplies, and they are often in charge in the captain's absence, either on ship or boarding expedition parties. So you would probably want to find someone you trust for that role specifically.
And can those roles be us as well?
They can be you as well.
Okay.
However, these are passive roles on the ship.
Right.
So if you want to, some of these are obviously cooking checks to get done, but during combat and things like that, you don't really want to be taken up with all of these things, because then you won't be able to do your own stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So Holly's obviously the captain. There is no navigator. Denis looks prime and ready to be the cook, and Finkel has agreed to be the arcane helmsman for the voyage.
So we need to find a quartermaster and the navigator. And is there anyone else?
I think those are the only 2.
You can have others.
Yeah.
Like if you want to build up the crew, and Bastet will finish it up to 15, whatever you don't want to take.
So Feng will ask Bastet, so we'll meet you back here in a couple days with our crew then?
2.5 days, be back here, ready to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to us.
It'd be a shame to close up soup de jour, but if I must, I must.
Take it with you. We're going cross country.
There's not that much in it. It's mostly a hole.
It's mobile.
Does anyone want any other questions to ask before they are led out of the cat
Do you have
school?
any other questions?
I would like to just say to Holly in Thieves' Cant that I don't think she's a bitch.
Oh, nice.
Ookie bookie snooky. It's canon how Thieves' Cant sound.
Can't a written language.
Oinky wonky.
It's now spoken.
That's how it
Holly rubs her temples furiously. And you are led out of the cat school. You, by the time you move out, it's been about 24 hours since
Oh
you
my
left
gosh.
the Cerberus.
Oh.
It is early morning, the day after you left to go to the library. What would you like to do?
So I suppose let's get a quick plan together. What we're going to do over the next couple days. What do we
Let's.
need to plan for? But yeah, what do we want? Who do we want?
Does anyone know anyone that they implicitly trust in the city?
There's a very foxy lady who works at the Mantelope brothel. I don't know what good she'll be on the ship, but I like her.
Okay, she's an option.
Options.
Lysandra, do you know anyone?
Look, I mean, most of my ties at the Priory are probably not that strong anymore, but if we needed someone who could help us with any medical things, maybe I could see if I have any connections.
I do want someone that can actually patch us up without any other things to do. This is high risk, we're bringing someone else along. I don't want to go on this journey without someone whose priority is healing.
Feng's also going to say, I would also like to try... Are we away, from everyone? Like, this is just a private conversation?
Yeah.
Feng's also going to say, I don't want Holly to ever get a jump on us again, so I want someone planted on that ship that is spying on her.
Oh, I have an idea. Do you think that maybe we could get together $100 worth of something? Perhaps a gemstone or something with, I think I can make a little spying device.
Feng will produce a magic bean.
and attempt to sell it for 100 gold pieces.
I was going to plant 2 of them anyway. I always shaft myself. What is wrong with me?
So should we split into teams of 2 so we can cover more ground without fully splitting up?
I'm going to be sneaking around Feldsparri looking for Professor Caressa.
I think that maybe I might need to help Feng with that. No offense, Feng.
You appear out of the cat school, and what would you like to do for your day's preparation before the voyage?
I think Denis and Feng are going to try and find Professor Caressa.
Yeah, Feng wants to snoop around the palace, but I'm going to plant 2 magical beans first to try and grow some crew members.
The only place where you could grow magical beans is the Discordia of Earth Grotto.
Am I close enough to like the outskirts of the city that I could do it outside the city?
No. It's the Discordia. You know that this is a pretty packed city, so that there's nowhere that you could physically plant a bean without a lot of people getting away. But you know that in a city that's full of industry and economy really doesn't pay much attention to the natural world, and the Discordia of Earth Grotto is probably the least populated place in the city.
To the palace.
Oui.
And Feng is... I'm assuming this is the next day? Feng's going to cast a 2nd level Pass Without Trace on both him and Denis.
Ooh, exciting.
Lysandra, Louis, what are you up to?
I think Lysandra and Louis are going to go visit the Priory of Sky again.
Yeah, I think Louis is specifically looking for a healer so that we have someone like that on our team so no one can go down again. She also wants to get a sword along the way at some point, some kind of weapon.
I think while we're at the Priory as well, given they had that map, they might have some knowledge of navigators or people who understand that whole world of maps. Yeah.
Especially with your connections in there, there's probably someone who can lead us to something.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the ladies, actually, as they go to the Priory of Sky. Lysandra, make a history check for me as you approach.
Sure thing.
Can I give her the help action?
Of course.
Thank you. Oh, I needed that. That is a 19 on the die that comes down to an 18.
18. You know that there are people in the Priory of Skye who are devout and have been raised by the church their whole life and know nothing different. You also don't know that there is a class of people called the Saved. You are one of these. People who had a life before the Priory or some other existence and then converted to the way of Skye. Deacon Charity, one of your friends, is also one of these Saved, because she started off as a wizard, an Owlin wizard in Bientiorum before moving to Feldsparri to become an acolyte and researcher of Kufta, the Minstrel of Wind. And this dawns on you as you enter the Priory and Deacon Charity is there.
And so there's obviously not like a big crowd this time, it's sort of just a few people loitering about. Perfect.
This is very early in the morning before Mass, so there's a few people getting things ready, lighting incense, closing the reliquary, but it is before the morning Mass here that you have arrived.
Beautiful. Lysandra's going to quickly move over to Charity. Morning, Charity.
She says, and as you approach, it says, "Oh, Lysandra, you scared me."
You scared me as well. I wasn't expecting it to be that loud. How are you after everything?
Oh, well, not great. After you left here yesterday, we were robbed.
You were robbed?
Yes, someone broke into the reliquary, into Garner Maud's reliquary. Broke in and jumped out the window.
Jumped out the window? Oh my goodness.
That's appalling.
What did they steal?
Steal? I didn't say anything about steal.
Well, you said you were robbed. That implies that something was stolen.
Well, robbery in the first term can also mean breaking and entering into a place. But, of course, silly of me. I'm not sure. Garner never mentioned anything that was stolen. Did you want to speak with her again?
No, I actually wanted to speak with you.
Oh. Have you come to speak about my research on wind patterns, convention currents?
Potentially, yes. That would be helpful.
Wonderful! And you see she reaches into a knapsack and just starts piling books into your hands. So this is my original thesis, which I started but never got to finish because I had to, study about Kufta and the Priory of Lords, but that's fine now. So this is my first original manuscript, but then I have a revised history here that I did with a and she just goes on for another 10 minutes.
So Lysandra lets her go on and genuinely tries to look really interested. Do you want to finish that thesis?
Make an insight check.
Can I also make an insight check as I'm watching this conversation?
Of course, Louis.
Thank you.
That's a 17 for Lysandra?
It's a 13 plus a 7, so a dirty 20 for Louis.
You see, both of you, that the offer of information is almost too tantalizing for this Owlin, and she looks... she rotates her head 360 degrees just to make sure no one is watching and says, "Well, I'm having less and less time for my research just because of all the studies and chores of the church. I suppose, I would like it, but I'd have to go on some kind of sabbatical or something. The church will have to grant me leave."
We can make that happen.
We can make it work for you.
If you want to continue your studies, let me help make that happen.
"Ooh," she says, and then looks at you and goes, "Oh, Lysandra, that's great, but don't take this the wrong way, but let's just say you don't have any clout around here anymore, and actually, you speaking up for me might actually hinder my chances."
I understand how you feel about that. However, going on my journey gave me a lot of answers, and it can do the same for you as well.
Yeah, bad answers, according to Garner Maud. Very bad
No,
answers.
not bad answers. I discovered a lot about myself, and you can as well. Let me help you with that.
You see, she has a look of doubt over her face, and she looks you dead in the eyes, Lysandra, and says, "Is your god real? Gustar, I mean."
The gods are the belief that people have in them.
You see Charity goes, "Ooh, that's funny. I remember Yellen saying the same thing." And we will cut over to the boys.
Boys' night.
Yes.
Boys back together.
Boys are
Gonna
bad.
get copyright struck.
Oh no, it's just the Backstreet Boys. Will be fine.
I was singing High School Musical
High School
3.
Musical.
Oh, I've never seen
Oh
Oh my god, there's another.
Actually, I lie. I've seen the first two, but when I was very long.
You weren't even singing. You were singing a song from the third one.
It's from
Which
the
one?
third movie.
The Boys Up. That's the High School Musical song.
I know that from TikTok.
While we're heading wherever we're heading, can I doff my scale mail?
Denny, you may doff away.
Well, no, I'm scared. Yeah, I'm going to doff my scale mail to get rid of my disadvantage on stealth stuff.
Wonderful.
Clink, clank, clink, clank, clink, clank,
Yeah.
clink, clank.
Feng will just tap his foot slowly and wait.
Hold on a minute. The code piece is tight.
It's like trying to take Spanx off.
Yeah, Feng's like, I don't normally have to wait for someone to get changed to go on a mission. We normally just go on the mission. What's happening over here?
Well, if you offered to help, it would have been fine. But
I don't normally ask to help someone, offer to help someone get undressed, but if you want me to,
here, unzip.
And we,
Okay.
and we fade to black.
And cut to an open window with the
Denny
wind blowing through.
Denny getting railed. No.
oh my god.
As you make your way to the High Keep, Feng, you notice the Discordia Grotto entrance on your way there. Do you want to enter the Discordia Grotto now or after?
May as well. Just
Might
quickly
as well.
go in. Feng will pick up his nose a little bit and smell something in the air and be like, I normally put things off that I want to do for a little bit longer, like not facing your problems. That's generally something really healthy I was taught to do.
Me too.
But I don't know, this place is just piquing my interest right now. Maybe we should just take a quick look in and see if we find anything, see who's there.
Yeah, let's do it.
The least ostentatious place in Feldsparri, the Discordia Grotto represents one of the few havens from the hustle and bustle of the city. A jagged crack in the side of the spire represents the opening, with the tentacles of a great stone kraken
Whoa.
carved either side, appearing as though the creature is bursting from the stone edifice.
No, Feng walks right back out.
This would have been foreshadowing if you went here before the kraken fight. Once inside the crevice, the sounds of the upper echelon begin to vanish behind you, replaced with the slight heave of the sea breeze, the cawing of gulls and the crashing of waves and spray upon the rocks far below. Following the dingy pass, you open into a grotto of carved stone. Leaves and berries chiseled from the basalt. Central to the room is a low stone basin of earth, framed by a large opening to the Feldsparri Bay to the east. The whole place seems both devoid and full of life. Can I get a perception check from the both of you now?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Feng got a 6.
Denis got a 10.
The fog is pretty bad and you're not able to see much past the bay on this day. But you do see the earthen basin, which represents the earth part of Discordia of Earth, in this place of stone and steel and wood.
Denis going to look at Feng and says, would you be willing to hang around for like 10 minutes or so?
Feng will nod and be like, yeah, no worries, I'm happy to stay here for a moment. What are you going to go do?
Excellent. I'm going to taste the earth basin. And I'm going to... Taste is my identify smell. And so if I lick this thing for 10 minutes, it doesn't cost a spell slot.
As soon as Feng just sees Denny go up and start licking the stone altar, he's just gonna be like, maybe he is part druid after all.
The spell does not detect anything, and as far as you're concerned, Feng, Denny has just tilled and farrowed this earth with his tongue for planting for you.
So he was licking that stone for 10 minutes.
No, it's licking dirt in the stone.
Oh, great. Feng will wait till Denny's finished and ask, are you done there? Can I plant something now?
It is that.
Okay, good to know. And Feng's gonna plant 2 magic beans.
Two
beans. Trying to grow 2 crew members, so 2 magic beans. And I always never grow anything. Oh, I did grow the sword.
Yeah.
But other times, well, I didn't plant that one. That was Bethilda, so I've never gotten the reward.
Technically you've grown 4 beans.
No, I need to grow something that I plant.
All right, everyone. I need 2 D100 rolls from Feng.
That's a 74. and a 95.
Is that good? It sounds good.
I'll tell you in a moment.
Denny, you start to feel the ground shake.
Oh, shit. I think we might have to leave Feng.
Feng starts running.
The stone basin turns hot and starts to crack.
Oh no, I've broken something else.
No, what did you do?
And furling from the earth within the stone plinth, you see golden roots begin to spread and grow until an enormous fruit tree is in its space. I need you to roll a d10 for me, Feng.
Okay. 9.
You see that this golden apple tree bears 29 golden apples. Each apple is worth 25 gold or can be used as an alchemical ingredient.
Well,
Holy shit.
I think Denny is going to do you mind if I and just start piling the apples into his
Feng,
How many was this?
29. So Feng, honestly, probably...
I'm not done.
Oh.
That was your first bean.
Oh.
You then start to see in the eaves of a tree a bird's nest materializing.
Another nest for Premi.
I need you, Feng, to roll me a d4.
Okay. 3.
Nesting high in the golden apple tree, you see a strange undulating creature with serpentine scales but feathered wings and a sharp beak. And it flies off out of the window, leaving behind a nest of 3 okami eggs.
What's an okami egg?
Can I lick the okami eggs? Can I spend 10 minutes licking the okami eggs?
You can, but they are bright silver and very heavy. But as you touch them, the eggs shrink to the size of your palm in your hand.
Oh, that's nice of them.
With Denny sucking on his like a gobstopper for 10 minutes.
Suck eggs, mate.
What does your identify reveal?
You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued item, you learn its properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Okay. Denny, you understand that if you eat this egg, on a successful save, a creature permanently increases its lowest ability score by 1, randomly choosing among equally low scores. On a failed save, the creature takes 10d10 force damage from an internal magical explosion.
There's something so tempting about bumping that 7 to an 8, but I don't think I'm going to survive 10d10. Feng, I know this is weird coming from me. Don't eat that.
Why is that? What happens?
Best case, you get better at something you are really bad at. Worst case, you blow up.
I mean, I'm part wildfire druid. Can I really blow up?
I don't think it is going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm good at fire, so I'm gonna... I think this might kill us.
Can I still try anyway?
I'm not your dad, man. You can try, I just don't want you to die. But I'm here, I'll cast spells at and you'll be fine.
The spirit of Louis is fucking haunting your goddamn shoulder right now.
Just with a pile of golden apples.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think this might be a bad idea.
Well, interestingly enough, I do feel like Feng has really been struggling lately because he almost doesn't know how to verbalize his feelings and thoughts anymore in a way that people are understanding, as well as these institutes that are just changing their mind every 2 minutes to do the thing that best puts them in the most powerful position. And these beans are something that he has wanted himself to plant for a long time, and the fact that he finally got to plant 2 and has seen positive results from that, he's almost just like staring up at this tree, the golden sun reflecting through it, almost like wide-eyed and just absolutely startled and dumbfounded that this has actually worked, and feels as though if this is what was meant to happen, then this is what was meant to happen, and he's going to eat an egg.
Make me a constitution saving throw, Feng. And as you touch the alchemy egg to your lips, you see it shrinks perfectly to the size of your mouth.
To 9.
Okay, unfortunately, Feng, that does not beat the constitution save.
Roll low, please. Roll low, please.
Let me just do this for the microphone.
I just need it to be under 74. Just under 74.
Denny's just ready to slap a cure wounds into Feng.
Feng, you take 59 points of force.
Oh shit.
As you see this egg starts to expand rapidly in Feng's stomach and explodes inside of him. And Feng, you drop conscious.
Yeah, well, I only have 37 hit points.
Denny's gonna run up and slap the shit out of him with the cure wounds. This is why we don't eat eggs. I don't say to eat.
Roll it up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be. I've never actually cast this. This is the Eternal Soup Sip for those of you who are playing along at home. And yeah, I'm just gonna pour some soup into Feng's unconscious mouth.
Just ripping hot soup.
Yeah, just piping hot soup with just like a funnel that I'm just shoved in his mouth. That's gonna heal you for 12.
As Feng starts to stir, he's just going to open his eyes and he's just going to be like, these beans are going to be the fucking death of me, but one day I'm going to get something good. and he looks at the 29 golden apples.
The good $10,000 or something that we have here. Since I saved your life, could I have 4 of these?
You can have all 29.
For fucking full real?
Don't really do much with money, to be honest. But
yeah, okay, I'm up for Denny's taking
I suppose it can be for the party, though, That is what I mean.
No, we didn't find anything.
Oh, okay.
We found no money, guys.
Rise.
Well, it's for the party.
No, Denny needs money.
Me and my 50 gold. Devastated.
I have 344, but that's not enough to buy me a sword.
I had
Because
16.
I wanted Miss Miranda.
True.
Denny, you can add 725 gold to your inventory. Is that all you are wanting to do here?
Yeah, there's no one else.
I mean, the
Well done.
The wording on that thing that we were talking about is something it's like a gem worth 100 gold pieces. Can I take 4 of these and just immediately make a weird little apple servant guy?
You will need to spend the rest of your time in Feldsparri constructing it, but I will allow you to do that. And you can make a golden apple automaton if you would like.
Yes, please. I'm so bad at charisma, guys. I don't give a shit about talking to anyone.
We will come back to this, and if you want, you can use him as your quartermaster because he'll be under your control.
And he'll have all the authority? Just this cute little apple guy who's in charge?
This is brilliant.
My baby.
This also makes me happy because I wanted to grow a crew member, and I grew a fucking crew member. Thank you, DM. Thank you.
Shiny.
Are you still heading to the High Keep?
Honestly, if that's what's happened, and Feng's just nearly died, probably not. I don't know where they would go now.
I was going to say, I think we should probably... Denny's going to look towards Feng and said, look, I think that maybe you are in no condition to go anywhere. Why don't we go to the hole in the wall? I know they fucking suck, but I can sort out soup de jour and what's going on there. You can talk to the people, get yourself something to eat, and, be ready to go on our merry way. I have a little surprise for you.
Feng will ask, can you give me another free feed?
Yeah, absolutely.
He lied.
Roll a deception check.
Sure thing.
Feng's insight was a dirty 20.
Oh, so close, mate. But Denis got a 5. 7 on the die.
No worries, you'll be using one of those golden apples pretty soon.
I'll make you food, man. I'll cook for you.
Denny, you drop Feng off at the hole in the wall before making your way back down to the commercium and soup de jour. Give me a perception check as you roll up to your old food stand.
Absolutely. 15.
With a 15, you see that there are several people standing outside of Soup du Jour. You see a red closed sign has been slapped on the front of it. You see a familiar blonde satyr with watery brown eyes explaining a situation to 2 ether core knights. You see these knights, their winged silver visors cover their faces, and gleaming plate mail is bedecked with flowing violet silk capes. Each possesses an enormous glaive that catches the light as you approach. Between them, listening to the satyr, you see a stern human man. You know this person to be the Jarl's vizier, or essentially someone who looks after the running of the city. He has dark skin with thick braids of white hair, and he peers at a long scroll that unravels around his feet through a monocle. He's scribbling in what the satyr is saying to him. What do you do?
Hide. Stay here, just not be noticed by these clearly official-looking people.
I will roll some perception checks. Please give me some stealth checks.
For both of us?
Not you. You were at the hole in the wall.
Oh, and your concentration would have dropped when you dropped, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I took my armor off. All right. How many did you want?
Just one.
Okay. 17.
On a nat 20.
Nah.
Say freaking dice.
You see... No, it's different dice this time. You see the satyr woman clocks you, Denis, and says, "There, that's him, that's the one. He's the one that's operating without a license. He's going to get everyone sick." And you see the vizier and the knight snap their attention to you, Denis.
Hey, I'm going to run.
Make an opposed initiative check.
Ooh.
So these are against the 2 knights. They both get a +2 to initiative.
Alrighty. Ready to go? That's a 5.
One of the knights is going to go before you. It is going to run up to you and going to unbuckle its glaive and take a swing at you, Denis.
Ah, bring it, bitch.
Non-lethal. He's not trying to kill you, but he's definitely trying to apprehend you. I rolled a nat 1 on the time. Denis, you are able to slip away. I'm going to need another stealth check as you try to disappear into the city.
Why, certainly. That's a 12.
There goes my good rolls from last session. You are able to evade both of the Ether Core Knights and make your way just back to the hole in the wall where Feng has already read the menu and is beginning to pick appetizers.
One of everything, please.
Louis and Lysandra, you also appear at this time, and I will now describe the hole in the wall, cocktail bar, and hibachi grill. Few establishments in Feldsparri are praised and frequented by members of both the commercium and the upper echelon. One which boasts such reputation is the Hole in the Wall, a cocktail bar and hibachi grill carved into the stone staircase between the 2 levels of the city. A long, singular bar extends for approximately 50 metres, wrapping around the spire itself. All along, grills are teeming with assorted traded meats and exotic local seafood. Behind the grills rests shelves upon shelves of liquors and flavoured mixes, illuminated by blood-red lanterns strung from the ceiling. Deft barkeepers and grill cooks move along, serving the endless stream of walk-in diners, drinkers, and merrymakers into the wee hours of the morning. Clement, the bronze dragonborn proprietor, is fiercely loyal to his customers. Some even think his draconic blood considers them a horde, and so provides such succulent delights in order to keep his riches near. Always serves cocktails upon request, and it also has a steady grill menu of cockatrice, Hermitage pronghorn, and Osto vi abalone. But what I will need someone to roll for is today's specials.
Ooh.
Someone can roll a D4 for the grill, and someone can roll a D4 for the cocktail.
I'll roll for the grill, if that's okay.
I'll roll for the cocktails.
A 1 from Denis and a 2 from Louis.
That's correct.
You all die.
The daily grill special is Mantelope sashimi. Prime belly of Mantelope hissed upon the grill before being sliced paper thin and served with a dipping sauce of yuzu, citron, and Feldsparri garum. And for the cocktail special, today it's cobalt kerosene, a shot of pitch black liquid, the viscosity of golden syrup. It appears to bubble with acrid green smoke. The concoction was crafted by moonshiners in the underground of Cape Rin.
Feng immediately, as soon as he reads Mantelope, storms to wherever Cecilia is to make sure that she's still there. I'm running away from the I don't care. I'm running there.
Everyone else, was anyone else ordering anything?
We will get the cocktail.
Yes, just the sweetest thing on the menu.
We have the sweetest things on the menu, and Mantelope.
No.
Mantelope.
I'm alright.
Okay, one Mantelope.
Okay, you see the chefs bring some Mantelope special for Denis.
And guys, I am really sorry. I think I forgot my wallet.
Can I make an insight check?
Can I make a deception check?
Can I help Louis with an
You can absolutely help me with that
No, I'm
deception
not.
check.
Sorry, I wasn't going to do anything except sit there with my arms crossed.
It's a 0.
It's a 13 for Louis.
Louis, you know a shit stirrer.
Okay, no, come on. I can literally see, like, whatever just is.
Pocket spilling over with golden apples.
What the fuck did you guys get up to?
I painted some apples gold.
No, you didn't.
The normal apples, I swear.
No.
I'd find Feng grew a bunch of really expensive apples and he said I could have them all.
As you are arguing and tucking in, ladies, with your cocktail, I need a constitution saving throw as you go in for the cobalt kerosene.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Didn't you also get a drink?
Yeah, I also ordered a drink.
Oh, you can have a drink too if you
Yay! This is bullshit. Can I have disadvantage because he's tiny?
Yeah.
This is...
Did anyone get above a 15?
Louis did. She got a 21.
Lysandra.
Lysandra got a natural 1.
Then he got a 7.
Lysandra's drunk off one drink.
Yeah, that,
I wouldn't be
that
surprised, to be
That
honest.
checks.
You see Louis and Lysandra and Denis all down their drinks. Louis kind of coughs a little bit and then breathes a mott of multicolored flame from her mouth, and you are granted advantage on your next intimidation check. Lysandra, on a nat 1, I have to ruin it. You barf up most of this and get real bad acid reflux,
It's okay, man.
and you take 5 points of acid damage.
Ouch!
It happens to the best of us. It's okay.
And you see some of the sick has like gone over the bar and is starting to steam up on the grill. It's not a good state of affairs.
No, it's good. It tastes good. Thank you. Good job.
No.
Fuck these guys. Fuck these guys,
I don't
man.
think drinking is for me. Maybe I should go see if Feng's okay.
No. Keep drinking.
No,
Throw up on
you
them.
enjoy.
Throw up on them.
No.
They suck.
I've already thrown up on them once. I'm not doing it again. That's embarrassing.
What do you think?
There's plenty of other liquors up on the shelves. We can ask for something sweeter. Clean out your palate. We'll get something just nice and plain for you to
I
settle your
thought we
stomach
asked
on.
for something sweet.
Oh, well, I mean, apparently they're only serving the special at this hour. Must be happy hour or something. So we'll get something a little later. Or I have a hip flask. I can get you something that'll clear you right up.
Do you guys want to do shots?
Honestly, yes.
And we will cut to Feng. Feng, you are pushing through crowds in the commercium, like pushing over seniors and children.
Oh, I'm expending all of my spell slots. I'm misty stepping. I'm like apparating in and out of appearance using hidden step, like wild shaping into like a tiny spider to like crawl through people, and then into like a large bear and just like trouncing through the street. Get the fuck out of my way.
You make it to the stables on the pier, and you see the kindly man who runs the stables sitting outside. The doors are closed, and he waves you down as you approach and says, "Well, howdy there, Feng, was it? Feng?
Yeah, what's your name again?
Oh, who cares? You hear about your Mantelope, was it?
Cecilia, that's what I told you her name was. I said you had to call her that. Where is she?
Oh, yes, your stipulations were very specific. She's inside.
Okay, can I pick her up?
Oh, you want to take her with you now?
Yes.
Great. You see he shuffles back in and leads out a completely different Mantelope.
Daniel's actually texting the relationship therapist and going, no, this we're not recovering.
We can't afford therapy.
Danny's just enjoying the Mantelope. This is delicious. This goes so well.
Louis has animated a couple of tuning cloths to
Guys, let Feng process. Poor Feng.
Feng's gonna cast Enlarge on himself and slam his staff right on the ground and say, "Where is Cecilia? You have 5 seconds."
You see and when you boom and enlarge your voice, you start to hear the familiar drone and kicking of Cecilia from inside the stable still.
Get my fucking Mantelope right now, you piece of shit.
What? This is your Mantelope here.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry. They all look the same to me. He goes back into the stable and you see he brings out Cecilia and says, "Is this one yours? I have to muzzle her. She keeps trying to suck my fingers and toes and things like that."
Yeah, that's her. Thank you very much. And I'll take this other Mantelope you gave me too. Bye-bye. And I walk away with both Mantelopes. I got some extra crew members. Thanks.
Oh my god, make me a persuasion check, I guess.
I've got Enlarge Reduce on myself. Can I have advantage?
Yes, you can.
That's 17.
And just as the rest of you finish up the hole in the wall, you turn around to see Feng leading not one, but 2 ginormous Mantelope.
Hey everyone, I brought a friend for Cecilia. Hope that's okay.
And that's where we will end our session. Well done, everyone.
Oh my gosh.
No, it was good. You bring in, rations.
Oh,
Denny is on the thinner side.
Oh my god, Feng is going to murder Denny.
But, oh my god, talk about making some money tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Feng had some shit to do.
I had no plan to be which NPCs you would take, but never in my wildest dreams could I ever imagine you making a golden creature out of golden apples.
I'm going to make one IRL, just with apples.
I'm a druid. Feng's a druid. He is really struggling with the whole capitalism money vibe of everything. And so whenever he's planting these beans and shit, he's just asking for a message or a voice from a god or something. And it's just always more beans or material objects like money and swords. And he's just this is not how the world's meant to work.
You're the one D&D player who's actually I don't want any money.
Well, normally not. Normally I'm an absolute hoarder.
Absolutely.
Oh dear. Well, kind of a selfless plug for us tonight, although we are benefiting from this plug as well. Moving forward in the campaign, you may have noticed that we are going to be doing some nautical stuff. And so I have reached out to a online content creator called Twisted Pint Tavern, and they have created a guide of ships and sailing, which is a homebrew pack free to download. And it basically condenses, and I think in a really clear way, streamlines the sailing mechanics that are in standard 5e. So I'd like to shout out to them. You can go and find them on YouTube at Twisted Pint Tavern, and make sure you follow the link and check out their Patreon where they have more exclusive content for you to download for a price. We will always try here on the podcast to shout out other creators in the space, especially if we like what they are doing. So if anyone has any game systems and things like that they would like to try out or run by us, we are also more than willing to hear that.
Yeah, shoot them our way.
And so, as always, don't forget to follow us on our socials at Down Under Dungeon Pod or from our Linktree. Send us or tag us in any of your fan art. And don't forget to send any inquiries to us at downunderdungeonpod@gmail.com and leave us a 5-star rating on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And we will see you next week.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
With 2 Mantelopes.
Mantelope? Mantelope?
Mantelope.